been talking for 70 fucking minutes, man. I'm like a goddamn fucking woman. Talking for 70 minutes, a long goddamn time. Alright, so next time you go to get a motherfucking car, right? Next time you go in for a car, you want to get a brand new car, you want to get a used car, preferably get your fucking ass a used car, because if you ain't getting an exotic, even with the exotics, man, you get a fucking Lamborghini, Ferrari, Rolls Royce, those motherfuckers depreciate too. You fuck around and you buy a brand new fucking Lamborghini for $530,000, $530,000, you drive that bitch off the lot, it's gonna drop 200 grand like that. So it doesn't matter if it's a fucking Honda or a fucking Lambo, but at least the Lambos and all the exotics and the luxury cars like the Rolls Royce, even if they do drop off a couple $100,000 off their face value, right? Off their face value, they will go. It's like the stock. It'll go up, like it's up at the top, then it'll come down, but it won't go all the way down. You still got all this wiggle room, meaning it'll hold its price. That's why, if you can afford to buy a fucking Rolls Royce or let's say, when I say luxury car, I mean fucking Rolls Royce, I mean Bentley, I mean fucking Maserati. I don't think Maserati, I think they're a piece of shit. But Bentley, Rolls Royce, and is there anything else? I can't think offhand, man. But just say Bentley and Rolls Royce, right, for luxury. And then you got the exotics, the Lamborghinis and Ferraris and your Porsches and shit like that. They hold its value, like, you know, after a while. They won't never go to the bottom. Fuck around and buy a goddamn Chevy truck or a Chevy car, that bitch will be at the top, then it'll go straight to the bottom after a few years. That car won't be worth shit. So your best, if you can afford to, you want to buy a motherfucking luxury car or an exotic car. Reason being, because you can always flip that bitch and get a new motherfucking car every motherfucking year or every 6 months or whatever it is, however you want to flip it. But there's a way to flip them. You know what I mean? And basically you'd be driving these motherfuckers for free. But that's besides the point. I'm getting off track. But anyways, so if you were to go get a new car, right, with the banks, the way the bank are set up, the way they look at you, oh, I'm telling you, I'm gonna put y'all on some shit. All right, so look, there's 3 ways to go about doing this shit, right? You need to open up an account, a spending account, right? You need to open up a spending account. It's like fucking stocks. It makes sense if you think about it now, right? So you need to open it up 3 different fucking bank accounts at 3 different fucking banks, right? One for spending, right? Hold on. Hey Lee, you didn't forget about me, did you? You need to open a bank account for spending. You need to open up a bank account for, what was that, spending? Oh man, fuck. Spending. When you get your loan, when you open up your bank for that loan, for your car or your house, right? And then there's one more, your savings. All right? So if you're saving money, you got a saving account at a different bank, you got your loan at a different bank, and you got your spending at a different bank. All 3 different accounts, all separate accounts. Makes sense though if you think about it, right? Because if you just got one fucking account and you got all your fucking money in the account, you say when these motherfuckers get your account number, right, and they get your PIN, they wipe out all your fucking account. You fucking done. They took all your money out. But if you got 3 separate accounts, you know what I mean? There's a good chance they ain't gonna have all 3 of your, there's gonna be a good chance they can't hack into all 3 of your accounts. Now you're like, all right, why the fuck do I need 3 accounts? Well, reason is because these motherfuckers, when you go to the bank, let's say you only have 1 account, right? You go to your bank and say, all right, look, man, I'm looking to buy a motherfucking car. Like me. I'm gonna buy a $90,000 fucking Range Rover, right? Autobiography. Brand new, 150 grand, right? But I ain't buying brand new. I'm about like 3 years old. 3 to 5 years is a sweet spot. I'm sticking 3 years. I want the newest possible, right? I want the newest fucking possible Range Rover. I don't want no 5-year fucking Range Rover. I want that bitch brand new, pretty much. So 3 years is a sweet spot. 3 to 5 years, if you buy a used car, it's the fucking sweet spot. Give you a heads up. 3 to 5 years. So anyways, if you got one fucking bank account, right? If you got one fucking bank account, these motherfuckers, they're watching your spending habits. I'm gonna use me as an example, because I was the example last night. So I'm like, hey man, this is my question to him. I say, hey, look, what is my best option, man? Because I want to come up with 0 down. I know motherfuckers do it, because my teacher that taught me how to fucking flip these cars and get these Lambos and these Ferraris and these Rolls Royces, you know, for pretty much for free. You can get these fucking cars for free, but you gotta have the money to fucking pay the payment, right? You know, car payment be like $3,000 for a brand new Lamborghini, or semi brand new, or kind of used, right? $3 grand. You know what I'm saying? Or you get something a little cheaper, like $180,000 fucking, or let's say $100,000 Aston Martin. You know what I'm saying? Your car payment would be like $700, $700, $800, maybe close to $1,000. For some people, that's still kind of expensive. But guess what? You driving a fucking Aston Martin. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, he teaches you all that shit. He taught me all that shit, right? So anyways, so when you go to the bank, that's why I was asking the guy, I say, look, man, I want to go to the fucking bank and pay 0 down on this fucking Range Rover. What do I need to do? I said, my credit's about to be good again. I'm about to get a 700 credit score, you know, and you know, I got the money to show it. I can make the fucking payment. You know, I can make the motherfucking payment. You want a $700 payment? No problem, motherfucker. I can make that payment. No problem. Not that I want to pay $700 for a fucking Range Rover. I wouldn't mind paying $1,000 on a fucking $700 to $1,000 on a fucking Bentley. You know what I mean? Or some shit like that. But anyways, you get what my point is. So so I was asking him, look, I want to go with 0 down. You know, what are my options? How do I go about getting a car with 0 down? What do I need to do? He's like, then he was telling me step by step what they look for, what the banks look for, and what they see in your habits, your spending habits. You know what I mean? That's what they're looking at, man. When you're in these banks, when you go for a loan, they're looking at your spending habits. They're looking at your withdrawals. That's all that shit. All that shit is getting counted against you. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know that. You might have known that, but I didn't know that, right? That's new to me. So I'm gonna let you know. You know what I mean? Maybe the next person didn't know, but if you knew, then you're good. But I didn't know that. I'm 40 motherfucking years old. 40 and some change. I'm 40 and some change. I ain't know that shit. I didn't know those motherfuckers are looking at my bank account, and they're actually seeing. They're seeing. They're watching me. That's basically what they're doing. They're watching me, especially when I go in there and say, hey, look, I want to get a car loan, and they're like, wait a minute. What you mean, wait a minute, motherfucker? They're like, wait a minute. Let's take a look at your account. They're looking at my account, see what I'm doing. See my spending habits, see how much money I'm taking out and shit. Those are all fucking points against me, man. I didn't know that shit. I know now, motherfucker. You know, too. So we both good. So, this is why you want to have 3 separate fucking accounts. Right? So, tip number 1, when going about buying a fucking car, right? Tip number 1 is, when you go buy a car, you go to a fucking bank, you got no business with them. You say, why? Why do I want to do that? Why not just go to the bank that I bank with? Because I just told you, they see your spending habits. They know what the fuck you about. You don't want that. You don't want these motherfuckers to know anything about you. Anything. So now they hungry. They're hungry for your fucking money. They got a fucking quota. Now this is where it gets sensitive. When I say sensitive, they don't want you to know this kind of shit. This is the inside shit. This is the inside shit that I picked up last night. I remember what he was saying. Yeah, I'm talking too much, man. I need some salt in my life. Give me a second. I'm like getting all clogged up. But somebody don't let me lose my train of thought. We're at don't let me start up. Let me start back at the sensitive. Fuck, man, I'm about to forget my goddamn fucking self. I'm about to forget. Sensitive. Let me drink this water. I'll think about it in a second. Oh, man. Salt water, baby. Salt water. Salt water. 1 teaspoon. See all that salt on the bottom of that motherfucker? That's that good shit. Homemade Gatorade right here, boy. Only thing missing is honey. Alright, so look. This is where it starts to get sensitive, right? I already said that, fuck. Step 1. Kind of like the spot. Alright, so when you go to get that card, right? Okay, I know where I left off, at the bank. Alright, so step 1. You want to go to the bank that you don't bank with. You're like, why the fuck do I need to do that? Because if you go to the bank that you're already banking with, let's say for example, you're spending it. Let's say you go to the bank that you have a spending account in, right? Well, no, fuck that. You don't even know anything about that. Let's say you got one bank. You just got one bank. Usually everybody just got one bank, right? So you got this one bank that you've been banking with, right? They know your spending habits. They know how much money you got bringing in. They see how much money you're bringing in. You know what I mean? You don't want that. You don't want that. Now, this is where it gets sensitive. These fucking banks. These banks. When you go to a fucking bank and you have no business with them, they want your fucking money. They want your money. They don't even know how much money you got. They don't know how much money you got. All they know, you could have $1 million. You could have $10 million. You could have $700 million. They don't fucking know that. But guess what? They got in the back thinking there's a good chance that you could possibly have that kind of money. You know what I mean? Or you could just be whatever. But my point is, you money to them. You gonna bring money into their fucking bank. And at the end of the day, the motherfucker that's running that bank, at the end of the month, they got a quota to fucking meet. Meaning they gotta have a certain amount of money in that fucking bank. In and out that bitch. Right? So, let's say for example, for whatever reason, it doesn't even have to be like that, but you get what I'm saying. They gotta have a quota. That motherfucker's gotta have X amount of money coming through that fucking bank. That means he needs to get as many motherfuckers in that bank as possible. You get what I'm saying? So if you're a new client that's thinking, you coming in and saying, this is what you gotta say. Remember what the fuck I say now, and say it word for word. When you walk up in that motherfucker and you say, hey look, I'm looking to buy, I'm shopping around. That's what you need to say. Word for word. I'm shopping around for rates on my new car. What rates you guys have? Meaning the interest rate, right? What's your interest rate? I'm shopping around. Word for word. Don't fucking change what the fuck I just said. That's coming from him. Word for word. I'm shopping around. When you walk up in that fucking bank and you look for a new car, I'm shopping around for rates for a new car. Okay. So that's all you need to say. Next step 2. They're gonna fucking ask you. They're gonna ask you. They're gonna want to see. They're gonna want to see like money, right? It's not necessarily a down payment. They're gonna want to see how fast you can transfer money into the fucking bank. If they see you transfer 25,000, 30,000, whatever your fucking, my partner, he did it, right? He was doing it for 150 grand. All right, 150 grand, and he went to a bank, and he's like I said, he's high up there. You get what I'm saying? He's high the fuck up there in the fucking, he's the big dog in the bank, in the bank industry, right? So he goes to another bank, doesn't go in there with no suit, just regular casual clothes like me and you. You know what I mean? No, it doesn't look like he's some kind of big stud or anything. Doesn't look like he's money. Just goes in there casually, you know, jeans and a fucking t-shirt. And he says, hey, look, I'm shopping around for rates. What do you guys have to offer? He's not in there fucking around. He's going in there for the kill. Either they got it or they don't got it. And when you come into them with that shit, they know you know what the fuck you talking about, right? So they're scattering around. They're like, well, they want your business. They want your fucking money. They don't know how much money you got. But guess what? They want your fucking money. They want your fucking money. So they're going to do whatever they can to accommodate you on these fucking rates, right? So they're going to give you the best rates possible they can give you. And then you'd be like, well, nah, I was over here. You know what? They're going to try to beat those rates. Well, you get what I'm saying. So that's step one and that's step two together, what I just told you, okay? Now, step three is where it comes in. They're going to want to see that you got some money. And that money that you transfer over to that bank, that's if you go to that bank, right? If you like their rates, if you do like the rates, you've been shopping around, right? You've been shopping a few banks, and let's say you like this bank because the rates are better than the last banks you've been to. And they're like, all right, well, how much money can you put in the bank? Let's just say, and no, they're gonna ask you how much are you looking for? How much are you looking for? My partner said 150 grand, right? And then they said, well, how much money can you put into the bank? He said, I could put 30,000 right now. Or they said that I think they threw out the number, or he threw out the number. I think the bank threw out the number. Say they said 30 grand, right? They asked how much money can you bring in the bank, and they said, well, we need like 30 grand, right? So that 30 grand was just to show them, hey, look, I got money. You get what I'm saying? I got money. And then by him putting that 30 grand into the bank, they gave him a blank check. They gave him a blank check, right? Which was the amount for 150,000 bucks max, because that's what he said. They asked him, how much do you need? He said 150 grand. So they gave him a blank check, which was, you can max it out to 150 grand. If you wanted to write a $150,000 check, he could write a $150,000 check on that blank check they gave him. So what he did was, he went to the fucking dealership and said, hey, look, I want this car and I want this car, okay? All right? That's what he did. And so when he went to the dealership, they were trying to do some shit with him, like, you know, they were trying to get him financed. He was like, look, man, I don't need your finance. I just need to know what the best deal I can get on this car, and I got a fucking check. He gave him the blank check and said, hey, you can go ahead and verify this check. This check is good for whatever I get at this fucking dealer right now. So, long story short, he gets the 2 whips, right? He gets the 2 fucking whips, and he owes the bank money now, right? But that $30,000 wasn't a down payment. That was just to show the bank, hey, look, I got money, motherfucker. And I want you to give me $150,000 worth of fucking cash so I can go buy these cars. So when I go buy these cars, all I got to do is just make the payments to them. That being said, he's got good credit, right? He's got good credit, right? Good credit. So you only need good credit, which is a 700 credit score. Don't matter how the fuck you get it. As long as that bitch say 700, you good. 700, 600, good credit. Whatever the range is, good credit. I don't know what the range is, but there you go. That's the system. It sounds simplistic, like I told you in the beginning, but you know what? I bet you didn't know how to do it before like that. You didn't know that, did you? Right? I didn't fucking know that. I didn't fucking know that. So, okay, yeah. Did anybody know that? Because if you did know that, then I'm just a fucking, I'm slow over here. I didn't know that. Did that help you guys out? Okay, so I got 2 people saying that was good. Anybody else? Anybody else caught that? Okay, cool. I need that. Okay, cool. So I'm not the only one then. I'm not in the dark here. I thought, okay, so I'm not that slow then. All right, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk about it one more time. We'll say it one more time for everybody else. I didn't ask about that. I didn't ask about the interest rate. I got the basic. I didn't give a fuck about the interest rate. All I know is you got to remember, if you got a 700 credit score, you're gonna get the best fucking rates. They call it prime. You get like the prime A fucking best rates. Anything over like good credit score, I think it's 700, or anything over whatever the fucking rate is for. Once you break, you know, if it's like 650 and up, or 625 and then 700, in between that, if you're like 650 and up, you get the best rate. You get the best rates. It don't matter what the fuck it is. So in order to get this shit the way I just told you, you gotta have the best fucking credit. When I say best credit, your fucking credit score better be in the best rating. It has to be excellent. Okay? It has to be excellent. That being said, I'm talking about my motherfucking shit. What I can fucking afford. You get what I'm saying? And I can afford a $9,000 fucking car, $80,000 car. You know, you might not be able to. You might not be able to get something like that. You might be able to get a $25,000 car, $50,000 car. It don't fucking matter. It's all the same. Or you might get more than me. You might be able to get a $500,000 car. It all applies the same. It doesn't fucking matter. It's all the same shit. That's how you fucking go in the bank. That's how you go in that motherfucker and not get fucking dicked around. Because a lot of people, you know, I watch YouTube all the time. I love fucking YouTube because you learn a lot of shit on YouTube. I know these people were going into their fucking bank. They're going to their fucking bank, and they would have, you know, over $1 million of fucking income coming through that bank account, right? Coming through their business, and when it come time for them to get a fucking loan, they couldn't get a fucking loan. You know what I'm saying? But now I know why. You know what I'm saying? I know why now. You know, that being some of the reason, right? They see the spending, they see what's going on, they see what the fuck you're doing. It's like they're fucking watching you. They watching you. They know what the fuck your habits are. They're like, oh, wait a minute. They're like, you know what I mean? They're like, we have to look at. Nah, bitch, you don't need to look at nothing, motherfucker. I'm coming in here because I want something. So give me what the fuck I want. I got the motherfucking money. I got the motherfucking money. This is what the fuck I want. I don't need you to fucking tell me, well, listen, you need to look at. Nah, motherfucker, you don't need to look at shit. Even though they do, right? Even if they do, but you get what I'm saying though, right? But if they have an account and they see, like, say you're spending, right, and you want to buy something, and you, oh, I'll tell you another thing he told me. Like, for example, like me, let's use me as an example, right? My bank account, every time I deposit money, every time I get paid, I take that fucking money right out that bitch. You know, I take that money right out that motherfucker. So like 5,000, 6,000, 5,000, 3,000. No, lately it's always been over 4,000. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. Every time I get paid, I take that shit right out. I got 5,000 in my account sitting in it now just so I got something to, you know, I have something in the account. And I got my other accounts through my broker, right? And they actually give me a debit card. So I got a debit card with them, so I'm cool. But before I didn't know I could get a debit card through my stocks, right? Through like E-Trade or Charles Schwab, but I do have a debit card with them now, so it doesn't matter. I'm good. But so what he was telling me was that by me taking my money out every time I get paid, even though it's a lot of money, right? I'm thinking, oh man, I'm getting deposits, man. They don't see the fucking deposit. Motherfucker, I make money. Fuck you talking about? They see money coming in that motherfucker, whether I take it out or I leave it in there, but I'm taking it out, right? So he's like, nah, man. He's like, nah, that's not good. Banks don't like that. They don't like that. So that's a fucking negative for me. That's a thumbs down for me when I go to a bank to ask them, do me a fucking favor because I want to get this car or I want to get this, right? And I'm asking them for a fucking loan. They look at my account, like the account right now. They're like, fuck no, we ain't gonna give you shit. You're a fucking risk. He says I'm a risk because they see that by me taking all the money out from the deposits, they see that, okay, well, you know, he needs that money so bad he can't even leave it in the bank. They see that as a fucking risk. They see that as a fucking risk. Especially we talking about buying a $90,000 whip, right? Or a $100,000 whip or a $300,000 whip. They're gonna want to see shit just sitting in there. They don't want you touching it. So remember that. That's tip number 3, right? That's tip number 3 or tip number 4. If you're thinking about buying some shit at like getting a loan at a fucking bank, make sure your fucking ass leaves that money in there and don't fucking touch it. Because that's what they want to see. They want to see that kind of shit. They want to like, oh wow, he's got 50 grand in that fucking bank account. He don't touch it. He got 50 grand in that bank account. He's asking for, you know, $200,000. And he's got 50 grand in his account. He don't even touch it. You know, he's always got money coming in and there's really no money really coming out. They like that. That's plus up. That's what you want. Hey! Alright, so yeah. I'm trying to think of something else, man. What else he told me? He told me not to tell y'all that. He told me not to tell you guys this shit. That's what he told me. He says, hey man, he's like, I know you got that channel. He's like, I know you got that channel. He's like, don't be telling them about this shit. So, you guys can't say anything. You guys can't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't talk about that shit, okay? Don't talk about that shit.
What's up, dude?
You coming in?
Yeah, where is that?
Come on, come on. Right there. Good space, right?
Yeah. Have it tied down.
Fuck no, they have it just like
fuck,
that.
Dude, I mean, it'll be the easiest thing in the world.
All right, cool.
Right.
Thanks, Lee. Hey, if you ever in Williston, North Dakota, Lee right here, no joke with the mechanic shit. I'm telling you, he don't fuck around, man. Say hi to everybody. Lee, you're on YouTube. Say hi to everybody, man.
What's up, dudes? I'll be right back.
All right, thanks, Lee. So yeah, you guys just got put on some real good game, and I'm glad some of you guys are like me, didn't know about that. Because if you think about it, it's like, damn, that's it. Yeah, that's it. But guess what? Nobody knew about this shit. You didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. But now, you can go in that motherfucker like a big dog. You can go in that bitch like a big dog and play big dog games with these motherfuckers. Like they've been playing you. When you go in that bank, they like, oh man, they gonna walk all over your fucking ass. Or they'll treat you like you ain't shit. When you go say, hey, look, I need to get a loan. They'll be like, really? Go to your bank, right? You go to your bank, hey, I need to get a loan for this. Guess what? They'll shoot your ass down, right? And then they'll kind of like rub it in and make you feel good about yourself, right? Well, they try, but you leaving that bitch pissed off like a motherfucker, right? Because you didn't get what the fuck you wanted. But now, guess what? You know what the fuck to do, right? You guys know what to do? Can I get a thumbs up? You guys know what to do, right? You guys good? All right, so let's recap real quick. So recap is you need to get three bank accounts. You need to get one for spending. You need to get one for savings if you save. And you need to get one for your loan. Right? Huh? Right there. You'll see it. Right there. Right. You'll see it. Sit up. Yellow box, Lee. Oh man, it is. Oh come on now. I'm going the wrong way. The wrong way. There we go. I have to wipe this bitch up. Hold on, guys. Alright, I have to shut you guys like that. Nope, maybe not. I gotta clean this one up too. Hold on, guys. Hold on, man. I gotta clean you up. Alright, so, yeah, so recap, right? We're gonna recap. I should take you guys out the sun. I can't take you out the sun. This is the only way I'm gonna do it. Oh, we could do it in the back of the trailer. We're doing it in the back of the trailer. We're going to the back. Let's go this way. That's better. Alright, cool. Alright, so recap. The recap is you gotta have 3 bank accounts, right? One for your spending, one for your savings if you save, and another one for your loans. And make sure every time you get a fucking loan, well, not saying that you're balling like that, right? How many fucking houses you gonna get? But anyways, just make sure you have your loans in a separate bank from all the other loans. I mean, from your other bank. Your like I said, spending, your savings, and your loans, like your car loan, okay? And if you get a house, don't have your house loan on the same loan as your fucking car loan. But I think, oh, almost forgot. I got one more thing to tell you guys. One more fucking thing. One sweet thing. Especially people like me. I'm about to buy a house, right? About to buy a house. House is about $400,000, right? So this is one more thing he told me. This is another thing that you need to know. So if you want to say you want a new car, like I'm gonna get a new car right now, right? And I got the new car, right? I want to get a new car. Like now, I need to get one before I leave Williston. So, but what he was telling me, he's like, wait a minute. Don't just be doing that. He's like, get the house first. I'm like, what? What do you mean get the house first? He says, reason being, if you get the car first, huh? Okay. Okay. So, yeah, he says, don't buy the car. Get the house first. I said, why do I need to get the fucking house first, man? Fuck that. I need to get a car, bro. He's like, look, if you get the car first, it's going to be harder for me to get the fucking house. Don't ask me why. I didn't ask him why. He's the fucking finance guy, okay? He's the fucking bank. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to question him. This is what he fucking told me. He says, do not get the fucking house. Do not get the fucking car first. get the house first, then it's easy. It'll be easy for me to get the car, no problem, after the house. I said, okay, all right, cool. So they're like, all right, now I'm a little worried because I'm not worried because I'm gonna make money. Hopefully by the time I'm gonna make, I can hopefully leave this bitch for 100 grand, 50 grand maybe, probably 25, probably 50 grand when I leave here, right, with the trucking, and hopefully I can make another 50,000 in the stocks. If I can make another 50,000 in the stocks, I'll be great. You know what I mean? But there's a good chance I will though. I'm thinking positive, baby. I'm gonna make maybe 100 grand with the stocks. It just depends on how these motherfuckers run. But yeah, that's tip number 5 right there. That's coming from the banker, man, himself. He told me, do not buy that house. I mean, do not buy that car if you're thinking about buying a house. If you don't got, the house needs to come first because it'll be a lot harder for me to get the fucking house with me having that fucking car on my goddamn credit. Got what I'm saying? You guys understand what I'm talking about? Let me get a thumbs up. You understand what the fuck I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, you guys? Yes? No? Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's another. Hey, I should have asked him about that too. Yeah, that's a good idea, right? The Good Life says it goes house, then car, in the same month. Credit score will be affected, so do it all in one same month. Yeah. So yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So if I'm gonna get the house, I better get the fucking car the same goddamn fucking month. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. There you go. Good job, man. Good job, Good Life. I couldn't have said any better, man. Good job, bro. Yeah, good job, bro. Yeah, good fucking job. Well, hey, man. That's pretty much it, man. You guys have any questions? I'll take some Q&A real quick. But I pretty much told y'all anything, man. I told y'all everything. But yeah, I'll answer some questions. You guys some questions? I'm just reading you guys' comments. Yeah, so who's that? I can't see your name. Gun term? He says definitely makes sense. Look at this guy. He says his name's Gun term 2009. He says it definitely makes sense. He says my bank has been acting crazy. He says I can afford payments, but looking at my account, they've been trying to scrutinize. See? There you go. That's why, because they see his spending habits. They see his fucking spending habits. They see what the fuck he's doing. So they're like, wait a minute, what the fuck, you know? They're like you say, they're scrutinizing him. You know what I mean? They're like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but if you do it the way I just told you, well, not the way I told you. If you do it the way my banker told, I'm gonna call him my banker because that's pretty much what he is. If you do what the banker says, right? You'll be in the clear. They can't scrutinize something if they can't see it. That's the key right there. You got to hide all that shit, and you basically, like you said, you got an account for everything. You know, you got to account for your spending, which don't mean shit because you're never gonna go to that bank for any kind of fucking loans, right? You're not gonna fuck with them. You're just using that bank account just to fucking spend money. Then you got a savings account where you just dump money in that motherfucker. That'd be a good bank to go to if you're trying to get something, right? Because all they see is, like my bank account, they gonna see 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? They gonna see money in that bitch. They gonna like, oh yeah, well, yes sir, Malay. We'll give you whatever you want. How much they're gonna do? They're gonna do me just like they did my partner. Like, well, how much would you like, motherfucker? I want $500,000. Okay, here you go, sir. Here's the blank check. I'll take that bitch to Lamborghini. I say, hey man, I want this motherfucking car. This is how I want it. This is how I want it, motherfucker. I want it this color. I want it this color. It's gonna take about. I think if you get a brand new Lamborghini, right? I think it takes a few months. I think it takes like 3 weeks, 12 weeks or some shit for them to build the motherfucker. But I go in that bitch with a blank check, $560,000 check, blank check though, right? I tell that motherfucker, hey, look, this is what I want, man. I want this color. I want the interior this color. By the way, I'm gonna get that bitch bright fucking orange. Get the Lamborghini bright orange with matte blue. Don't try to steal my shit now, motherfucker. Matte blue with orange interior. Yeah. Your boy ain't fucking around. Anyways, but yeah. If a bank sees that I got $100,000 in the bank account just sitting there and it's been sitting there for over a few months, whatever it is, there's a good chance I can go in that bank and say, look, man, hey, look, I want 500. They ask me, well, how much money you looking for? I'm looking about 530,000. You ain't gotta tell them what the fuck you looking for. Just say you shopping around. You looking for a car or whatever. And you ain't gotta tell them what you do for a living either. Don't ever. Oh, that's another thing. Don't ever tell them what the fuck you do for a living. Don't ever tell them what you do for a living. It's none of their fucking business. Remember that. You are not obligated to tell them what the fuck you do. Don't open your mouth on what you do for a living. That's a no-go. Don't ever tell them what the fuck you do for a living. That's another thing he told me. Don't ever tell them motherfuckers what you do. I said, why? He says, don't. Because what is that? It's a fucking X against you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They know what you about. They know you ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? If you always got the carrot, this is how he said. This is his analogy. He says if you got the carrot just hanging, they're always gonna fucking try to get that carrot. You get what I'm saying? So keep that carrot hanging. Don't tell them what the fuck you do. You know, don't tell them shit, man. Don't tell them a motherfucking thing. They ain't your goddamn fucking friend. If they was your friend, they would have been giving you money. Them motherfuckers ain't giving you no money. But guess what? They gonna give you money now, motherfucker. They gonna give you a whole lot of money. Especially if you making money like these motherfuckers out here in the oil fields are making, or if you just making money or you got money, you know. I knew a guy who went to a Boca dealership. He got money. I'm talking about he's got money. He went in there to look. He went in there to get a Rolls Royce. He went in there, I think, to get the Rolls Royce Ghost or the Rolls Royce Wraith, and they wouldn't fuck with him. They said you need to come out. He didn't want to come out like me. I'm not trying to come out. Even if I had the motherfucking money, I'm not trying to come out with a huge fucking down payment. Fuck that. They don't. There's a way to fucking, like I said, you can get a fucking Rolls Royce Ghost. My partner got a Rolls Royce Ghost, right? Used, but he's still driving a Rolls Royce. You couldn't tell the fucking difference, motherfucker. He got a 2013 Rolls Royce Ghost right fucking now, a white one, right? You got a 2013 Rolls Royce Ghost right fucking now. He ain't come up with no money down payment on that motherfucker. But guess what? Motherfucker like me, in my situation right now as we speak, and my partner that went to the dealership, he would have to come out with money down. I would have to come up with money down. And it would be a huge fucking fat ass goddamn down payment. You get what I'm saying? But if you got good credit, you know, you don't need to come up with no fucking down payment like my partner did. Got that fucking, he's, like I said, he be rolling these fucking exotic, these luxury cars pretty much for free with no money down because he's been doing it so long and he's got that credit behind him because he's got so many fucking exotic and luxury cars behind his back, under his belt, you know what I mean? But still, my point is he's still coming out of pocket with no fucking down payment with these fucking cars. Sometimes he'll come out of pocket, you know, I guess to make the payments, you know, lower, whatever it is, but he doesn't really have to come out of pocket. But he wants to come out of pocket, I guess, to make the payments lower. That's the only reason why he comes out of pocket. But he doesn't have to come out of pocket. So, All right, let me watch. Let me look at some of your comments. How do you obtain good credit? That's a good question, man. Go to Gizzy Credit. Go to Gizzy Credit on YouTube, and he'll get you some good credit. He'll take all your bad shit. If you got bad credit, he'll wipe all that shit off of there. Money Lane asks, Money Talks. You got the cash they gonna make? Sure, they get it done fast as possible. Yeah, can I rewind all this? Yeah, you can rewind all this. This will be on the. I'll save all this shit. I ain't gonna erase it. It'll be there for you guys later. My Ray-Bans will be tomorrow. Sweet, you get those Ray-Bans, huh? Cool. Why penny stocks? Why penny stocks? Because if you do stocks, if you do regular stocks, you won't get rich in less than a year. You know? You do penny stocks, you can get rich in less than a year. When I say rich, make a fucking $1 million. Or make a few $100,000. Or make a couple $100,000 with penny stocks. But if you try to do it on your own, you won't make it. You gotta have a good teacher. I got one of the best teachers in the world. And he'll teach you how to get rich. He'll tell you straight up. My teacher will tell you straight up. He said, look, motherfucker. He says, look, if you ain't about being rich, motherfucker, and you ain't about making 6 figures, 7 figures, and you ain't trying to get rich, or you ain't trying to be a millionaire, he said, don't waste my fucking time. He'll tell you straight up. He said, don't even waste my time. He says, we ain't a good fit. And he says, if you don't like me cursing and shit, and like how I talk, he kind of talk, he's a white boy now. He's a white boy. He's real proper now, don't get me wrong. But he'll throw the F-bomb on your ass, and he'll get sideways on your fucking ass now. You know? He'll get sideways. But he says, if you don't like the way he talks, he said, man, we ain't gonna be a good fit. I can't teach you shit. But he says, if you don't give a fuck about that and you about making motherfucking money, then I'm your teacher. I'm your fucking teacher. He said, I'll teach you how to fucking make $1 million. I'll teach you how to make 6 figures. All on penny stocks. And you know what? He's got a rap sheet to fucking prove it. You know, you got a lot of motherfuckers on YouTube, right? They'll say, hey, man, I can, they'll say, hey, I can help you. I can teach you how to make 6 figures. Then, you know what I'm saying? I'll say, where your students at? Where your followers? How much money them motherfuckers making? And he'll be like, oh, well, I got this one guy. Fuck one guy, motherfucker. One guy ain't gonna do it for me. You want a motherfucker that says, hey, look, I got a line of students. My students in one fucking day make $1 million fucking dollars as a group. That's what you want to hear, motherfucker. That's what you want to hear. That's what I want to hear. But teacher says, hey, man, I'm the fucking truth. And I got the students to prove it. My students for the day made $1 million. Or my students for the day made $500,000 for the day. As a group. Everybody in the group, if you add everybody's wins for the day, what they won for the day, and it totaled out to be $1 million or $2 million or $500,000, guess what? I'm gonna follow that motherfucker. You know how YouTube is. You can sniff out a chump real quick. You can sniff out a chump real quick when a motherfucker just be talking about bullshit. You can sniff his ass out real quick. You know what I mean? Talking about he could do something for you. Oh, really? It worked? And then you see all the reviews. You see all the reviews on that monkey motherfucker. You're like, nah, man, that bitch he ain't talking no shit, man. He ain't talking nothing, motherfucker. He talking some bullshit. He talking some fucking bullshit. He ain't talking nothing, man. That's why y'all like YouTube, because them motherfuckers will fish your ass out. They'll fish your ass out if you're a chump. They'll fish your ass out real quick. All right. Yeah, Bitcoin's the shit, man. It was running. I would have made $26,000 on Bitcoin, man, if I didn't sell out my position. 50 fucking thousand shares. I sold out my position way too early. I could have made fucking maybe 30 grand. Maybe I could have made 100 grand maybe. So it's alright, man. Trust me, there's gonna be other plays, man. That's one thing about this game and this penny stock game, man. You might miss one play, but guess what? There's gonna be another play tomorrow, and another day, another play tomorrow. That's how the students are getting rich like that. Motherfucker turned 27,000 into 900,000. He's already up $1 million. He just bought a brand new motherfucking McLaren. This kid 21 years old, man. His his English is in his fourth English is fourth motherfucking language. English is fourth motherfucking language. He came in the game with $27,000 to trade penny stocks in 8 months. 8 months, he turned 27,000 to 900 fucking thousand. He's already up $1 million. Bought his first motherfucking McLaren. How much a McLaren? McLaren like almost $300,000, man. 250,000 or 300 grand, whatever. He might have got the upgraded version. He might would have got all the carbon fiber, all that shit. He's looking about 350,000, maybe a little bit more, man. Maybe 400,000. Anyways, the kid went from 27,000 a year ago to making $1 million. That's how you get rich, motherfucker. Fucking with penny stocks and fucking with my teacher. All right, man. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. I said what I had to say, man. I'll put y'all on some good shit. And all I ask for is give me some likes, man. It's free. I ain't asking for no motherfucking money. Just hit that like button. Hit that like button, man.